welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. My name is Magdalena. I have a crochet small business. I'm on Etsy and Instagram. They are both Magdog Crochet, but I will also link them in the description if that's easier for you to find them. Today's video is going to be my first market prep vlog. My first market, so then my first vlog on top of that. And I recently found out that I got into this market, and the nice thing about this is that there was a form to fill out if you're a student, and then you don't have to pay a booth fee, and then they provide you with a table and 2 chairs. So that's very nice. That cuts some of the expenses for me, although I do already have tables and chairs. My family does, so I wouldn't have to necessarily pay for those, but I don't have a booth fee, which is very nice. Today I'm going to get started on some of the patterns, but just before I started filming, I bought the patterns and the yarn that I needed for all of the stuff that I want to make. So the other day I went through and, let's go back a little bit. Just as stuff comes up on my feed on Instagram, I will save it, and I have a collection called Market Prep, or Market Ideas, something like that. And so then, I think it was last weekend, I went through and I just made a spreadsheet of everything. So I have the pattern, name, the quantity, so as I make something, I'll put how many of them I have, and then I have how much I'm selling them for, and then I have total price next to that. So, and then I have how much the pattern costs, which most of them are free, which is nice. And then I went through and figured out which yarn I needed for each pattern, how much of it I needed-ish, because some of these patterns I've never made before. So any yarn that I didn't have, I just bought, and I didn't buy any acrylic yarn, because I have plenty of that. But I did buy a bunch of Parfait chunky yarn, and I bought a lot. If you want to guess how much, leave it in the comments. $89 worth of yarn. But it's okay, because I hope to make a lot of that money back by selling stuff at the market. So I'm just gonna go in order of what's on the market prep one, although I do want to have one. I want to do a fruit hat duck, and I want to do 5 fruit hat ducks. So I think that's actually what I'm going to start with first. That's not first on the list, but I want to make sure I have enough yarn for all of those hats. So I'm going to do a fruit hat in each color, is going to be the first thing I do. So there's a strawberry one, a tangerine one, there is there's a kiwi one, which I don't have all of the yarn for, so I might have to wait on that. And then there's a blueberry one, which I do have the yarn for, obviously. And then there's also a grape one, but I don't have my purple yarn yet. So I'm gonna start with the hats. That'll be my first project. I'm gonna go in rainbow order just so that I know I have them. So this pattern is by Ale Crochet, or Morgan. I'm sure a lot of you know who she is if you're in the crochet community. Her patterns are amazing. Although I don't like following video patterns. If I'm just gonna make it once, I'll follow a video pattern, but when I make it over and over again, I like to have it written. And I love Morgan, but I didn't feel like paying for the written pattern. I hope this isn't rude. But I have this book. It's an all too well book, because I am very much a Swiftie, as you can see. And I write down basically almost every pattern, honestly, even if it's in written form. Just sometimes It's also helpful for when I'm not allowed on my phone in school, but like I can crochet. Because there's a lot of times where teachers will be talking and they don't mind if I crochet, but we're not allowed to have our phones out. So I have the duck hat pattern here. Yeah, so I'm gonna start, and I'll just do the hats. They're all the same shape, which is nice. And then the ways that you do the variations are just different. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the strawberry hat, and let's see, usually I use a 5mm hook. I kind of want to go a little smaller for this, maybe 4.25. I don't know why I feel like going smaller. I don't know, it'll make them a little smaller, which is nice, but because I feel like the ones with a 5mm hook are not that big, but I just feel like I want them just like a tiny bit smaller. I have one that I made with a 5mm, so I can show you at the end what they look like. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with the strawberry hat duck. I have the first hat done, but it is looking a lot smaller than the other one. It's 0.75mm smaller, the hook size, than what I usually use. But I'm gonna make the head just so that I make sure, like, since I'm using the same hook size, it should, you know what I mean, like the proportion should stay the same, but just to be safe, I'm going to make a duck head and make sure that it will fit in this hat before I like cut the yarn and everything for the hat. Alright, this is how it's looking. It does fit. Obviously I have to do more of the head, but I'm gonna go with this size because I think that it's a little bit smaller but not too much smaller, and I think it's just better for markets. They're still big, they're not like this big or anything, but they're just slightly smaller. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this duck and then finish all the hats, and I'll come back once I'm finished with all of that. Okay, it's the next day, and I know I said I was going to come back when I had all of the hats finished, but I did things a little bit out of order, and I just finished my first duck. This is it. It's much smaller than my other one. Hang on, I'll give you a size comparison. Okay, I know that for me, when I watch YouTube videos and I see like different sizes of things, it's always hard for me to like really think about the perspective. Maybe that's just me, but this is the size comparison. So like, I don't know how to show you, but yeah, I think you can see. And I like this size for me, but I just feel like this is a much better size for markets. It's still like big. It's not like, you know, a little tiny like heart or like mushroom or something, but it's still big enough. It's big enough that it's bigger than like tiny market patterns, but it's also not huge like this one, that it won't take up so much space on the table. I did mess up a little bit. I was supposed to do 5 stitches around and I did 6, so that made it a little wider. Oh, and then I also did 2 stitches between the eyes instead of 4. So the next ones, I will make sure to get that right. And I did an orange hat, and I'm starting the next duck. I'm just gonna use this, whatever this entire yellow makes is what I'm gonna make for various duck parts. What I'm gonna hopefully finish one full duck, and then maybe start on like wings or like something small for the 3rd duck. And I will do a blueberry hat, and I'm timing myself currently to see how long this duck and the blueberry hat will take. That's where I am right now. Yeah, I'll come back once I have this skein completed and the blueberry hat done. Hello, I do not remember the last time I filmed for this market prep vlog, but I just got back from vacation and my huge shipment of yarn came in. So the box is smaller than I expected, but it is a lot of yarn still. This is my yarn. I'm gonna cut it open and give you a little haul so you can see everything I got. This is all Premier Parfait Chunky. I have way too much like worsted weight acrylic yarn, so I did not buy any new skeins of acrylic yarn. Anything I plan to use acrylic yarn for, I'll just use everything I already have. So this is all Premier Parfait Chunky, and I already have some, but I needed some new colors and I needed more of some of the colors that I already have. Alright, we have Maize, have one skein of Tangerine. This label is pretty broken, but this is Pink Lemonade. We have Black. This is Chocolate. Light Blue. We have 3 skeins of Sunshine. This is Eggplant. These are Coral, 2 skeins of Coral. I honestly don't remember what these are for. I mean, I know it's all for my market, but I can't remember specifically what pattern. Then we have Lilac, Emerald, White. Now, the grays is what I was nervous about because I'm making a Moon Baby by Therapy on my hook. And so this is Seal and this is Fog. And then the final thing we have is 3 more skeins of Sunshine. So in total, we have 6 skeins of Sunshine Yellow. I was wrong. It's 2 more skeins of Sunshine, and this one is yellow. I guess you can see in the camera. This one's lighter. So I'm gonna do just like a final haul so you can see like everything together. This is everything I have. We have 2 skeins of Coral, 1 skein of Tangerine, 1 skein of Maize, 1 skein of Yellow, 5 skeins of Sunshine, 1 Emerald, 1 Light Blue, 1 Lilac, 1 Eggplant, 1 Pink Lemonade, White, Fog, Seal, Chocolate, and Black. And I don't think I said this, but it's officially 1 week until my market, which is crazy because I only have 1 thing made, 1 full thing made. I'll show you. Okay, that's kind of a lie. I do have more than 1 thing made. There goes Bamboo. But the first full thing I have done is this orange fruit hat duck. The pattern is by Ale Crochet. Then we have a strawberry fruit hat ducky. And this is very close to being finished. I want to say I have like 1 more row, like 1 or 2 more rows. But I ran out of yarn, so now that I have all of my Premier yarns, I will finish this duck today. And then, because I had the blue yarn already, I made this. This is the color Cornflower in Premier Parfait Chunky. And so I made this blueberry hat, but I still have to make a duck to go with it. And then, a while ago, I made these, fruits, I guess. No, foods. They're foods. They're not all foods. They're not all vegetables. I don't know. They're foods. I made... Okay, this is a really strange reference, but I don't remember when... It was probably 2020, 2021. But Harry Styles, like, did the, like... Like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably think I'm crazy. But I was inspired by that. I think this is where the idea came from. So I have watermelon, egg, peas sold, a banana I never made, and then it was like, we still found no organ, which I call an eggplant. So I also made an eggplant. And I have them listed on my Etsy, and on my Instagram, but no one has bought them, so I figured I would bring them to my market and see if they sell, because it's a spring market too, so I just figured like fruits and veggies, and I don't know, it just seems, they're like bright colors. So far I only have 4 things made. I think I'm gonna get up to 46 is what I counted today if I make the amounts that I said I was gonna make. So I have a lot to get through today, but a lot of the things are very small too. So let me show you. So I bought this at my goals, and I'm gonna put some stuff here, some stuff there. I think I'm gonna do 8 frogs in a pot, 8 broccolis, and then I'm gonna do some bees up here. This could all change too, but this is what I'm planning. And then I'm thinking of doing suns on one side of this and something else on the other side. So these are the 2 containers I have so far. I have a few things. I'm gonna do the sun babies and the flower babies from Therapy on My Hook. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her like real name. But I'm gonna do that. But I'll probably just display those on the table. And then I'm gonna make some keychains, and so I got a keychain holder, like display. I ordered that today. And if you're wondering why I'm waiting until a week to make this stuff, it's because, like I said, I started some stuff. I started what I could with the yarn that I had. I don't remember when I made these, but it was the last clip. And then I had to order more yarn, and this yarn didn't come until like, I think it came like last Saturday or something, but I was on vacation. So now I'm starting today. But I really need to work through this. I'm gonna start with the broccoli, I think, because I don't know, it just seems like something easy and quick, and it's different. I've never made anything like it before, so I'm gonna start with the broccoli. Okay, it's now 5 o'clock, and I have been working on these broccolis. I did 4 because this is what I'm gonna put them in, and so I can fit, if I squeeze them, I can fit 2 this way, and then I figured I'd do another 2, and then this half will be something else, and I have to figure out what that is. But each one actually only takes me about 15 minutes, but at first I did it with a 5mm hook, then I went down to a 4.25, and both of those were still too big. So now I have these are using a 3.125mm hook. The next project I'm working on is a fruit hat duck. I've started the head. I'm getting more safety eyes tomorrow, and they're more organized than the ones I have now, so I just figured I'd add those tomorrow to the broccolis before I finish doing the tops. But I have a fruit hat that I need to make a duck for, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, it's the end of Saturday, so here's everything I got done. I did wings on this duck. I made this duck and the wings, and I made the nose. I just have to hot glue it on, and then I did 3 broccoli bodies and 1 complete broccoli. I do think I'm gonna add blush, but I honestly might try like using actual blush because I've always wanted to try that. So that's a project for tomorrow, and yeah, that's everything we got done today. Okay, it is Sunday, and I finished all of my broccoli. Let me show you. So I have 2 of them in here. It's a little tight, but I was able to fit like 2 of them, and then I have 2 more. I'm gonna wait to do the blush just because I want to get moving on other things so that I actually have like physical things to sell, and that way if these don't have details, they don't have details. And I think they look cute enough without it. So here is these 4. Then we have some more things to unbox because I ordered some things from Amazon. I can't remember exactly what they were. I ordered 2 things from Amazon like early in the day, and then later I realized I needed more stuff for my market. So I ordered it again, and I don't know what everything is. Like, I don't know if it's both of those orders, so I ordered 4 things in total, and I don't know if everything's here. But let's see, there's this, like, package thing. Okay, this is my safety eyes. And these safety eyes that are, I mean, not safety eyes, safety eye, like, squeezer thing. I don't know, it helps you insert safety eyes. I can show you how it works. So I guess this is everything that I ordered, because then this would be the first thing that I ordered, which are, I think it's a keychain rack and something else. Oh, bags. Okay, those are smaller than I thought they were. Okay, this is 50 bags. They are much smaller than I pictured, but I don't think I'm making anything that will need to be bigger. So let's see. Let's just make sure they, like, right? Like, I think this is the biggest thing I have. My space babies might pop out a little, but I can try to use a smaller hook. And then this is the keychain rack. I finally got the keychain holder out. It's just like 3 pieces. Amazon said that, like, most people keep this one, and, like, it doesn't get returned a lot. So I'm hoping that it's going to stay. So I guess you just, like, put this in here, and I think you tighten it somehow. And I'm not really going to be worried about setting it. And then put this in here. No. Let me figure this out. The next thing in order on my list is a sun. And I think those will work up pretty quickly. They're just like circles, and then obviously the rays. So I'm going to work on that because those are plush yarn. So far I've made 3 suns. I did 2 with like the full pattern. And I don't know if I said this or not, but both the second to last and last row are 30 stitches. So instead of doing 6 rows, I just did 5, and this is how much smaller they are. It's hard to tell on camera, but they're a decent bit smaller, and so I think I'm going to continue making ones that are this size. I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more. So I have them in this little brown thing, and I have to add faces to all of them too, but I'll do that later. And my thought was that I would do like half suns, half like chickens. There's like that specific kind of chicken that everyone makes for markets, but I actually don't think I'm going to do that. I don't have time to learn another pattern, and these work up really quickly, so I think I'm going to fill this container with suns. I have finished all of the suns for now. I think I could probably fit 1 more in here, like if I push them back a little bit. But I have 6 right now. So because I have like at least some of them, I'm going to stop making them for now, and I'm going to move on to the Flower and Space Babies by Therapy on My Hook. And again, I am forgetting her real name. Like, that's her username, but I want to say it's Lena or something, but I think it's Lena. Anyway, her patterns are amazing. I have been wanting to make these forever. So I'm starting with the sunflower baby, Sunny the sunflower baby. I had an idea to make this a while ago for my friend whose name is Sunny as a birthday gift, but it was after her birthday, because she's kind of a friend of my brother, so I don't know her that well, but I've been getting closer with her, but it was after her birthday, so I never bought this pattern, but whoa! What was that about? I don't know if that picked up, but oh my gosh, Bamboo just meowed so weirdly. Like, looking at my closet while she meowed like that too. Like, not like she saw an animal outside or something. That was weird. Anyway, but since this is like a spring market and it's spring, I want to make these sunflower babies, and then I just figured since I've been wanting to make the space babies, I'll just do that as well. So that's where I am right now. I'm gonna make all 4 sunflower baby, all 4 flower babies. Anyway, I'm gonna make that, and that's 4 different patterns, but it's 4 items, so they're all similar, so I'm gonna group them together sort of, and I will show you when I'm finished with them. It will probably be a lot later, because hopefully I will just work through these. I'm trying not to film too much, but I also want to have content for you guys so that you know what I'm working on. It's Monday. I am starting way later than I wanted to, like 2 hours later, but I do have the full day because we have off for Easter Monday. So I'm going to start by making the Moon Baby by Therapy on My Hook. And my plan today is to just go through and make all of the babies. I apologize if you can hear Hoppy in the background. But anyway, I will update you at some point. Okay, it is the end of Monday, and I did the Sun Baby. I think it's Lumi. I forget the name of this. But this is the Moon Baby, and then I started the Saturn Baby. And like these are its arms and everything. I just have to do the ring for the head and then some little details. And I think I've said this, but for both of these and the sunflower that I did yesterday, they all like eventually position their hands like this, and then they're all like holding something that's themed to whatever they are. But I want to make sure I have enough physical items, so I will work on the details at the very end once I make sure I have enough inventory. But my plan is to do all of the babies. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 so far, which means I need to do 4 more, and then I will start working on little mini bees, like, you know, the ones that everyone makes for markets. Oh, and then while I'm in school this week, I will be making the frog in a pot, which is also by Therapy with My Hook, which is the same person that all of these flower and space babies are from. It's Tuesday, and I got a little bit of crocheting done in school. I did this flower pot, and I did this flower pot in the dirt. I haven't stuffed either of them yet, but I'm going to, that was just so that I could take like acrylic yarn to school because that's easier to work with and it doesn't like get everywhere. But I'm going to work on the Saturn Baby. I'm gonna sew it all together, and then I'm gonna start working on bees, so that I know like how the spacing is and everything. I'm trying to work on acrylic yarn in school and plush yarn at home, which most of my things are plush yarn and most of my time is at home, so that makes sense. I finished sewing up the Saturn Baby, and I did the heart detail, but I still have to do a few more details. And then I've been making a bunch of these mini bees. This one's upside down. These mini bees. So far I have 6 of them, and I think I want to make 8 because that's what will fit over here. But I don't want to show you because I feel like they're all gonna fall. So that's that. I have this like scrap, I guess, of yellow. It was more, but I used it for all the bees, and so my plan is to either do 8 bees or use this up. I'll probably just use this up if it will make a full bee. If not, I'm not going to open another skein because I can use this for a duck. And I will use this for a duck, but I wanted to make enough bees to fit in there. And then since the ducks are a bigger project, I'm just going to do that based on how much yellow yarn I have left over. It's the end of Tuesday, and I have officially made, well, I sewed this together and I did the heart. This is the Saturn Baby. And then I made 7 bees. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. But I have 7 bees. I wanted to do an 8th, and I still might because this looks kind of odd, but I ran out of this skein of yellow yarn and I need to go to bed anyway, so I'll probably do 1 more bee tomorrow. But that is everything that I got done today. I'm feeling pretty good. So currently I have 26 things for my market. which is so much better than it was a few days ago. So I've made what, 23 things, because 3 things I already had made, but 23 things in the past like 3 days. Like that's pretty good. So I'm feeling a lot better than I was. And I'll work on the flower pots tomorrow, like I said, and continue in school. I'm gonna bring stuffing so that I can actually stuff them. And then I'll probably move on to ducks because those are bigger and they'll fill out the space a little bit. And I got a cash box today, so I'm super excited about that. And my bags came in yesterday. I ordered bigger size bags. I don't know if I showed you those, but they fit the flower babies and the ducks, which are my biggest things that I'm making. So that's super good. I feel like I have more to say, but I guess that's it for today. I know I said I wanted to make one more bee tonight, but I made a mistake. I do want to make one more because it just looks like it's not filled there. I mean, hopefully some people will buy them and then it will still look a little unfilled, but for the beginning, I want to have 8 because it's like 4 on top of another 4. So I'm still gonna make one more, but I was using yellow Parfait Chunky. It's just like the color is called yellow. And so I went to grab more of it to attach, and I saw this cake, and I was like, why did I just use a full skein of it if I had a cake? And then I realized they're not the same yellow. So this is sunshine and this is yellow. But since I do still want to make another bee, I'm just gonna make one in sunshine. If I end up having leftover yellow yarn and leftover time, I might make more in yellow anyway. They're just like a super quick, easy make. They're even something I could work on at the market. So that is my final project for tonight. This is just scrap yarn. I really don't know what I could use it for, honestly. So we'll see this yellow because I don't have another skein of it. So we'll figure out something to do with that, and I'm gonna make another bee, but this time using Sunshine Parfait Chunky. It is now Wednesday, and I worked on one more pot in school, like the frog pot, but I just got the pot and the, like the soil done, and I didn't get to stuff it yet. But now what I'm working on is the Earth Baby. I think it's Atlas the Earth Baby. And this isn't the green I wanted to use. I had a really good, I'll show you. This is the green that I had, and like I just thought these went together so perfectly. But I forgot to order another skein of it, and I can't find it anywhere that will ship in time. So, and that was even like a week ago that I couldn't find it, so it's not like I'm trying to get something to ship in like 3 days. But this is it. But this is the green that I'm going to use. It's not perfect, but I want to have all 4 space babies, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're back. It's Thursday. I had more time to crochet today, but I kind of wasted it. Oops. But I'm gonna lock in. I just ordered keychains, and those will hopefully get here tomorrow. They said they will, so hopefully it'll stay that way. And then I'll make cherry keychains. Right now I'm gonna finish up the babies. So I have all 4 of my space babies made, but I only have the one sunflower baby, or the one flower baby. So I made the sunflower one. I have to do Bloom, Daisy, and Briar. I think those are the names of the 3. So I have all my yarn here, and I'm just gonna work through it. I was gonna wait to do these because I was like, well, that's 4 projects and they take a while. But since I already did the sunflower, like I want to have all 4 of them. I don't want to just have one. So that's my next project. And then I also have been working on some flower pots. Hello, it is Friday. But here's the thing. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so they moved the market to Sunday, which is so good for me because I have inventory, but I do not have enough. So, and also I had a headache when I got home, so I slept. And then since I was already laying down in bed, I just picked up my phone and started scrolling for like an hour and a half. So it's almost 5 o'clock by the time I am starting to crochet for today. But that's okay because I have tonight and I can stay up a little later tonight. Well, I can stay up as late as I want, but I will probably only stay up a little later. And then I have all day Saturday, and again, I can stay up late. So, okay, here's where we're starting. My mom is using her computer, and that's what I usually watch my shows on, because I don't have my own. So, I have to, like, I only have some patterns written down in this book, whereas others are on my phone. So, I can't, like watch something on my phone. Like, I can't really do something on my phone and use the pattern. I could listen to music or a podcast, but like usually I like to scroll and like, I don't know. So I'm going to work on my little frogs in a pot here. You can see these are the little eyes. It's like starting to form. It's really cute. And then my plan for the day, I wrote down a plan somewhere. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to, once I get the computer, I'm going to do the like flower part of this, because right now she's bold. That's Bloom, and I have to make Daisy. And then I'll finish working my frogs. And then I'm gonna do a grape duck, which uses the eggplant. I have to get a yellow skein or a sunshine skein, and then it uses a little bit of this key lime green, and I just have a bunch of little scraps of it, so I'm hoping that this will be enough. If not, I have like a longer scrap, but I don't have much of the key lime left, but it's literally only like 3 stitches or something, so I think I'll be fine. Then I'm gonna work on some cherry keychains and some heart keychains. The cherry keychains are, I'm waiting for my like keychain, like I've ordered like metal keychains, you know, so that I can actually attach them to something. But the heart keychains, you like chain a loop, so it's kind of like its own keychain. But I decided, like, I have a bunch of little scrap yarns here. I mean, all different sizes, as you can tell. Kind of random colors, but I just thought it would be a good project because, like, the keychains use a decent amount of yarn, but not, like, a lot. Like, not a full skein or anything, so I figured I went through my scrap yarn and I pulled out stuff that I think would have enough to make a hook keychain. Anyway, it's been like 5 minutes already of me yapping, so I need to get started. So we are going to go out of order a little bit and start with the frogs in a pot. Okay, it's a little while later and I finished one frog in a pot. It's so cute. The stem was like a little hard to do, and also the top of it, like when I was decreasing down to 6, it was just really small, and so I think I ended up with like 8 stitches or something, but then I just sewed it up because I was like, I'm not dealing with this. So yeah, I'm also very tired of working with acrylic yarn, and I work with acrylic a lot, but I think just because I'm using such a small hook, all of my stitches are like so tight, so I just need a break. I need to work on some nice like plush yarn with a big hook. So yeah, and I have the computer now, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start with the like flower crown type thing for for Bloom, and then I will work on Daisy. So I think that's all for now. I just wanted to update that I got one flower pot done. Oh, and the little keychains came in for the cherry keychains. I think there's 50 in here, 60 maybe even. I think I paid more. Yeah, there's 60 because I paid to have them come. Like I could get like 50 for $4, but they wouldn't come until tomorrow. Or I could get 60 for $8, but they would come today. And I was thinking my market was going to be tomorrow, so I didn't want to chance it. I finished the Bloom and Daisy babies. And then I have the sunflower baby over there. And the rose baby I am unfortunately gonna have to give up on, and it's not even because of the red actually. Is because after I did the Bloom and Daisy babies, this is how much green yarn I had left. So that's not gonna be enough for the like body and arms and everything. So I will have to make that for another market and figure out how to do the rose head. That also might involve trying bigger safety eyes, so we'll see. But my next projects are going to be frog in a pot / grape duck. I'm gonna start the frog in a pot, but if they bother me too much because it's acrylic yarn and like a lot of tension and stuff, then I will switch to the duck. Alright, I'm finished for Saturday. It's 11:50 p.m. so I really do need to go to bed. But I finished another frog in a pot, so now I have 2 frogs in a pot. The first one definitely turned out way better, but that's okay. So tomorrow I need to do 2 more frogs in a pot, and then I'm gonna do a grape duck, and then I'm gonna move on to my keychains. So currently I have 33 items, which is not a lot. So yeah, once I do these, I will have 35. We'll see how much we can get done tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get up early and stay up decently late. I mean, it will be the night before my market, so I should get some sleep, but I also need to get stuff done, so we'll just see how everything works out tomorrow. It's Saturday, and the first project of the day is going to be these 2 frogs in a pot. So I'll update you once I've finished those. Both frogs are done. Again, I have to still add details, but for now I'm going to put them off to the side, and I'm going to work on cherry keychains. So I'm going to start by using scrap yarn, and just see how many that gets me. So I have this like bright red and bright green, and then a darker red and darker green. And I'm just gonna kind of make as many as I can with these scraps. But I finished my cherry keychains. So I was using scrap yarn. I forget what I've said in this video because I'm filming a few different videos, but I was using scrap yarn, and I had this brighter red and bright green that I used, but I ran out of the red, so I was only able to make 1 with that color combo. And then the darker red gave me 3 keychains. Although now that I am thinking about it, the darker red yarn was not in fact scrap. I still have 2 cakes of it over there. So, yeah, but I'm gonna stop here for now. So that's 4 cherry keychains, and then the next project is going to be my heart keychains with just like all the different random scrap yarn that I have. So my plan for the hearts was to just kind of go in like rainbow order of the scrap yarns that I have and just make what I can, because I need inventory, so it doesn't really matter what the colors are. So I started with this orange, but it was very clearly not enough, so I will wrap that back up later. But the next one I'm going to use is this yellow, and I feel like I could maybe make 2, we'll see. Good morning, it is finally market day. Oh my gosh. I feel decently ready. I feel like I would feel a little bit better if I had more inventory, but it is gonna hopefully make me a lot of money, so that'll be good. So because I was worried about like the whole taxes stuff, and I didn't want my mom to have to pay taxes for my business, I decided to not do Squarespace, or Square, whatever it's called. Which might limit my sales a little bit, but I also have Venmo and PayPal. So basically I just made this sign. I made it on Canva, and it has my Venmo, my PayPal, and then I put my Instagram at the bottom as well, and I'll also have a cash box in case people want to pay with cash. But I just finished setting this up, and then I don't remember who it was. I can put it on the screen if I do figure it out, but so I saw someone say, like, some people are just, like, busy or, like, looking to buy something, or they want something else maybe that you don't have. So I have a QR code for my Etsy that people can use. Alright, the last thing I added is I just said save 15% with this code, and then I wrote the code, because I feel like that will encourage people to buy a little more. Like, I'm only gonna have the code displayed at the market. I'm not gonna put it on my social media or anything, so like it's only for people who are at the market. And I just feel like that would help, because I know personally I can't resist a good sale. So I want to just show you everything I have in case I don't have time to film later. So I'm just going to do a quick run through of everything. Okay, we have this, which is the frogs in a pot, broccoli, and bees. We have the keychain stand, which is the heart keychains and the cherry keychains. Then we have our space babies. We have 3 fruit hat duckies, 3 flower babies. I wasn't able to make the rose. Then we have our suns here. They are 2 different sizes, but I'm going to sell them for the same price. And then the eggplant, egg, and watermelon I made a while ago, but I just figured they'd be cute to bring. And that is everything that I'm bringing to my very first market. I really hope to be able to show you once I've got it all set up, but if not, I will see you after for a market recap. My market was very successful, so this is the before, and then I'll show you the after in a bit. But thank you so much for watching this video, and my market recap video will be coming out soon, so make sure to go check that one out too.